District basketball races continuing to heat up this week, and before we know it, the playoffs will be here. And we're starting to see who some of the top contenders will be. Joining me now to talk about some of those, we welcome Tarrance Johnson of Friday Night Glory. This is his first time on the show. Tarrance, thanks so much for being here.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me, Joe.
All right, so let's jump in. There's so much talent, of course, in the area, but let's start talking about the boys first. And when you talk about some of those top teams in 6A, how is Duncanville doing? Give us the kind of update on what's up with the Panthers.
Well, Duncanville is going to always do what it do off of Michael Peaver, the head coach's son. He's a Texas Tech committee. They won big this weekend. A lot of delays in the game, Joe, but Duncanville is steady, doing fine in 6A with a big win over Lake Highlands. Of course, Michael Peaver is leading all scores with rebounds and what have you, so they're still pushing in 6A.
When you talk about South Grand Prairie, another great team, right, in 6A, how'd they fare?
Now, South Grand Prairie and Grand Prairie, that was a big matchup this weekend. Grand Prairie haven't beaten the South Grand Prairie since 2015. And today is Baron Brown, head coach's birthday, so they gave him a big win this past weekend, 72-68. You had Donald Ghost on. He had 21 points in the game. You know, he played with 4 fouls the whole second half to get that victory. So that's pretty big for the Gophers over at Grand Prairie. They're 3-0 in district and 15-1 right now.
Yeah, and that's about the best birthday present you can have as a coach, right? Getting that W. Yes. Especially when it's over the crosstown rival. Good stuff there. What about in 5A?
Lancaster, okay, in 5A. Lancaster was here right now.
Right?
Back-to-back champions a couple of years ago. Right now, Lancaster sitting at 20-2. Big Tiger win over the weekend over Terrell. Basically 104-36, I mean, give or take. That was a big game. So a lot of their kids was in double figures. It was lead off by Mike Miles, the TCU commitment. Mike Miles had 11 points, but he didn't have to do too much because he has a great supporting cast. So I look for Lancaster Tigers to make some noise and try to get back to win that state title.
And then when you talk about 5A, there's also a pretty nice surprise story brewing. Tell everyone about that.
The surprise story brewing in 5A is Newman Smith. Coming out of Carrollton. They're 16-0 right now. Had a win 84-69 over Bryan Adams this past week. A lot of talent coming out of there. People seem to sleep on a school like that, but Carrollton Newman Smith, you better keep your eye on them, Joe, because I think they're going to go really far and probably shock some people.
All right, somebody to look out for. And then when you talk about 4A, get us up to date on Argyle, off to get another good start.
Yeah, Argyle had a good start this week. You know, 4A was Faith Family last season, the defending champs. They're not doing so well this year, but they're going to play Tuesday, the 14th. They're going to face an Argyle team. Now, Argyle's coming off a tight win over Bridgeport, a 2-point win. So Bridgeport was giving them guys a hell of a run there on that victory there. They was without Jackson Maupin, the senior guard. He went down earlier in the season due to an injury in the warm, but just kind of a freak accident. But the Argyle Eagles are still flying high over there, so they're looking to get back and get a championship.
All right, so let's switch gears now and talk about girls. And when we talk about 6A, you got to start right back at Duncanville, right?
The Panthers, City of Championships. They don't call it that for anything, but the Duncanville Panthers has always been a school of basketball. The Sandra Meadows Classic was big. Their big star, Deja Kelly, she had 28 points in this past weekend games with a big win over Lake Highlands. She's 60 points away from 3,000 career points. So she's a North Carolina signee, and they're going to get a great gift in having her come up to North Carolina.
Incredible milestone there for Deja Kelly. And then, of course, we also got to talk about DeSoto in 6A.
Yeah, DeSoto in 6A. You also have another star, Maya Smith. She went down with an ACL. It seems like it's been a year of injuries with basketball injuries with these ACLs and torn ACLs, but DeSoto's still doing pretty good down there. They had Tiana Heron and Maya Muhammad. They got a win over Mansfield 80-47, so they're still DeSoto. They're still going to play ball, but good luck and hope she gets back.
All right, let's talk 5A. And when we talk 5A, one of the teams you have to watch out for is Red Oak.
Red Oak is a sleeper. That's my mom's school, Red Oak High School.
All right, there you go. I like that. The shout out to Mom. That's a good way to take care of your first appearance on the show.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget about Mom, right?
Yes, sir. So, yeah, the Red Oak Hawks are doing pretty good. They have Bree Davis and Anaya Johnson. Both was in double figures with 18 points, a 73-27 win over Carson County. So that pretty much tells you that these schools up here are really playing some basketball.
And last thing, real quick, if you can hit 4A and TAPS with what's going on, what schools you want to be watching out for there?
Argyle again, another school just like Duncanville. Boys and girls, you have Argyle boys and girls. They're doing pretty good at 21-5 right now. They play Springtown this coming up weekend. They'll play Springtown. They had Sydney Standiford. She had a torn ACL, another freak injury that happens with these basketball things. I don't know what's going on with the year of the injuries, but the Argyle Eagles girl is looking to go for the 5th straight title, so they're city of champions as well.